Hey, it's H here for Counter Trend Capital, and on today's video we're taking a look at technical analysis for SP 500. And if you're again interested in smaller fees, check out the links in the description. But on today's video we're going to be more specifically focusing on the structures here, again straight down from the December 2021 top that we had on SP 500 and looking for all the structures that we've had since then. So again, the idea previously was that we had an impulse wave structure here from 2020 March ending at these tops, and since then we have been either correcting this or something larger previous to. And again, to me this correction is not yet done. So if you've been watching the macro structures before and how I've presented them before, there's no surprise that this is the count that I'm still liking the most, where we've had this more of a rare pattern of W, X, Y, Z into a high degree wave W here. So this would be the first structure of a structure that would be coming down. I don't really like the idea that this would be a diagonal, but again, for the sake of this video, again, the idea would be that we are in a correction looking for a three-way move here, and where this would be a structure of something like this. Now, of course, it doesn't need to be that wave X here is completed at these tops, like I've labeled it here, with a WXY. It was kind of extended right into the 1.618 extension, but again, that's basically what I have here as a count. I really like this. It is kind of proportionate. I don't like any of the impulsive counts here on S&P 500. On Nasdaq, it's a completely different story. And while Nasdaq might be rallying into new highs, I don't think S&P 500 will do that in at least an impulse wave. So again, this is the primary idea, where we have this as a WX and then looking for downwards more. At this point, again, as we have only retraced around the 786, I don't think this is going to be a B wave, but instead this X wave. So the expectation are a bit different how we're going to be getting downwards into that wave Y. So again, comparison to this as an ABC, where we would have retraced into that 90th percentile, we would be expecting a 5-way move here, but as we have only retraced around that 78%, I would be expecting a 3-way structure overall, like so, where this last leg is in 3 as well. So that's only difference there. Then if we are looking at the smaller degrees, let's go into smaller time frame and see what we have. So again, on the higher time frame, we had the highs here of that wave X, and since then we came down. Again, originally I was thinking that this looked more like a 3-wave. I still do, but I can't really make that into a 5 very easily. So what I've got to do here is, well, we had a 3-way move back up, and then we got an impulsive structure downwards, and this gave us the best opportunity for a short setup here. And again, since then we've been coming down quite fast. Now, it's not completely sure, or I'm not completely sure if this whole thing is done yet, because again, there is a chance that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Lowest RSI was here. As you can see, we have divergences all around here, but again, there is still a chance that these are going to be shifted. These are going to be shifted around like so. At the moment, we have already extended into these targets that we have, basically. So again, we don't really need to be going for further downside. However, that is definitely something that could happen. At this point, we've had a potential ABC still here. If we are going to be extending any further too much, I would be looking for this as more as a 1, 2, 3. So at that point, we would expect one more high here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure. Looking for pullback, look for that long setup here again. Okay. If we are again talking about all the possibilities here, another possibility, instead of that being a start of something as a 5-wave here, we would have this as an A, B, and then C. That is definitely a possibility as well. And if we take out the high, what we want to see is some kind of divergences here on RSI. We are getting current divergences already. So again, that should be no problem for that to happen again, as we have already created that divergence. So again, a continuation to the downside is very much of a possibility. I've already taken a short here and just above the highs here as my stop. But yeah, I'm expecting a potential one more low. However, on higher time frame again, we have already hit one of the main targets, 1.236 extension of this A wave for that C wave. So again, we don't really need to go further down. So again, if we get a 5-way move up and we get a 3-way pullback that looks proportionate, we could be looking for long setups to hedge the position against the shorts. So at that point, again, we could be creating a 3 here, a 3 here, or even a bit larger, where this would be that 3-way structure, and then again, continuation to the downside. Again, if we are going to be creating these 3-way structures continuously, it's going to be kind of taking a long time for us to get to that wave Y later on. Why is that? Because again, we are going to be targeting these lows here that we had on October 2022, and that would be around 36.65. And for that to happen, again, another 15% drop to be happening. And if all of these are going to be in 3 waves, this is going to be most likely taking quite a long time. It could be basically next year or end of next year before this whole thing would be unraveled. If we are comparing, what is that? If we are comparing the time it took to create this wave W in comparison to this wave in comparison to this potential wave Y, we could be looking for this as early as in May 2024. But again, that would be expecting that this is quite drastic, this move to the downside, and we shouldn't be taking too much longer than that. But yeah, this can definitely extend way further, and we have definitely some decent targets overall. Why is all this doubled? But yeah, loads of lower targets are definitely in, or has potential. So if we are looking at some of them here, 1-to-1 33.70, and 1.236 $3,006. We don't want us to extend to the 1.61 at all. At that point again, we are going to be very close already to these lows that we had on March 2020. The issue on macro picture is that if we break these lows, we can be sure that this is definitely an end of something and not the start of something as a potential wave 1 of a 5th wave. That is a macro count that we can still think of to happen. And if that low is to be taken, then this correction is more than likely going to be continuing longer, because again, the macro is saying that, okay, on higher time frame, we would be expecting a very much larger and longer sideways structure, most likely here. But again, we don't need to be worrying about that too much yet. Local setups are here to be played, and that's all we should be focusing on. But I think that is pretty much all the things I wanted to talk about on S&P 500 for today. Again, if you're interested in getting smaller fees, check out the links in the description below. And yeah, there's going to be a free trial. If you're interested in that, check out the Discord as well. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one. Bye bye.